I have two premium work trucks. That's what I'm gonna dub these two pickups. This is the Custom from Chevy. This is the STX from Ford. I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner Chevrolet in Salt Lake City. Larry H. Miller Super Ford has this. This is already sold, unfortunately, but be sure to check out their inventory. Some of these trucks do come available, and they do have some like this available on their lot. When you look at the Chevy, the Custom is basically an appearance package for the exterior. What they do is they give you this painted part, which is normally blacked out like the full grille, and they color match it to the truck. Also, they give you a gloss black lower bumper. Tow hooks are on this package as well. And when you go off to the side, you have a 20-inch wheel. Now, let's talk about how you can set this truck up. If you want a diesel, they did add that, I believe, for 2022 or 2023. I can't remember now off the top of my head, but you were not able to get this package with a diesel, but they did change that. For 2024, if you want to get the gas engine, you do have the 10-speed stamp-approved Allison behind the 6.6 gas engine now. And as far as the cab configurations go, you can get this in the crew cab like you see with the long bed, or you can get it in a double cab. You cannot get it in the regular cab pickup. Ford did something a little different with their truck. This is basically a package. So this is basically an XL, right? And you add on the STX package. I think it's like $5,100, something like that online. What this gives you is full LED reflective style headlights, high and low beam, turn signals, and fog lights. You get a sportier front grille, painted bumpers just like you saw on the Custom, although they actually give you a color match, and they give you these 18-inch wheels. I think that having the LED headlights would be very important to 80 to 90% buyers. I don't know any guy that would pick halogen headlights over LED. And unfortunately for Chevy, you cannot get those LED headlights with the Custom trim level, which in my opinion was a big mistake. So let's keep going on. As far as the powertrains go, Ford gives you the standard 6.8 liter. Also, you get the 7.3, and there's two diesels. You have the standard output and high output power stroke. One thing else I like about the Ford is you can get this STX package in the regular cab, super cab, and crew cab. Also, it's available in F350 and F350. Chevy only allows the Custom in the 2500, and as you just heard, you cannot get the Custom in a regular cab pickup truck. But that's not a big deal for most guys. Some people who are buying the regular cab probably just want a work truck set up anyways. But I do like the fact that you have the 20-inch wheels on this truck. And let's just keep going on here. So as far as the technology goes, there is like a lot of different things. Like this truck has adaptive cruise control. I'm not sure if you guys can tell from here, but it does have a forward-facing camera, which means it's gonna have 360 camera view on a work truck. That is pretty dang cool. And for 2023, they did add these steps on the side of the bed. Now, obviously, they did take that from Chevy, but these are very useful. There are a few guys that say they don't like the steps. I personally think they make the truck look a little bit more manlier, in my opinion. But I understand the hate. Hey, it is what it is. Now, as I said too, you can get this truck in long bed or short bed, just like the Ford. And as you guys see, this truck has always had these steps since 2020. They also give you the 5 leafs in the main pack here. Ford, because this is a 1-ton, you do have a more robust suspension, so you're gonna have 4 leafs with the overload right there. And out back, let's see if this tailgate is assisted. So this is not assisted. There is no sliding glass out back. They do give you the tie downs for the bed. Also, you have bed lights that are LED, including your high mount, and they provide a camera for the bed too. As far as the Chevy goes, let's see. Assisted tailgate. This one has the spray and bed liner 5th wheel prep package, which is available for both trucks. This one also has the bed lighting, and because it has the 5th wheel prep package, you're gonna have the 4 and 7 pin in the bed. This one already has the 120 volt plug, 400 watts. If you would like, you can buy this truck with the 2000 watts of power in the bed, but it is an option. However, no sliding glass, no camera for the bed. Finishing out back, parking sensors come a part of the custom package. Class 5 receiving hitch is going to be there because of the HD truck. 342 rear if you get the diesel, 373 for the gas. Ford also has the parking sensors. Do they have parking sensors up front? I can't remember. Let's check real quickly. The Ford did not have the parking sensors up front. But there are some LED lights inside of these taillights. This has the blind spot monitoring system too. Both trucks are going to have that. The Chevy does not have any LED lights for those taillights. The gearing is pretty substantial on the Fords. You can get 373, 430 with the gas engine. You can get a 331 standard with the Power Stroke, or a 355 as an option, and that would come with a locker. GM gives you an automatic locker out back, standard, open diff up front for that truck too. But let's talk about the interiors now. You saw how nice the exterior was, right? Let's see how nice the interiors are. So here's the door for the Ford, and here's the door for the Chevy. As far as your features go, you do have power folding mirrors for the Chevy, right? That's nice. I love that. Power windows, power door locks, all that stuff's gonna come part of the package. This has a standard 10-way seat for the driver's side. Now, as far as your steering wheel goes, it does not come in and out, it just goes up and down. This has the bench up front. There's some carpet inside of here, automatic headlights, all that good stuff. Let's go back over to the Ford. Ford does not give you power folding mirrors, unfortunately. But the same story, power windows, power door locks. And I would say that I like the Ford's interior better. However, you do not have a power driver seat. You do have a telescoping steering wheel, which gives you a little bit more adjustments. And this is going to have lumbar support still, which is nice to have even with the manual seat. They're both going to have electronic parking brake, automatic headlights, bed light on this truck. They're both going to have grab handles to get in and out of. Let's go ahead and check out the seats on both sides. So here are the ones for the Ford. You cannot tilt these headrests, but they do adjust up and down. And here is the Chevy. I think I like the seat design a lot better. You can't tilt these headrests either. And I don't think you can even tilt them on the higher trim levels either. Cruise control is gonna be a part of the package. This does have an alert for like, if you were to come into contact with someone, but it's not gonna hit the brakes for you like that Ford will behind me. You still have the bed lights, things like that too. And 4 high, 4 low, tow haul mode is right there. And here's your windshield wiper stalk. You have automatic high beams on both sides. So there's still a lot of nice features. Now this truck does have push button start. Ford wants you to work hard to start their truck. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's just a key, right? I personally prefer to have the push button start because when you're looking for your keys or whatever, it's just nice to just have them in your pocket and just push a button. Now here's the gauge cluster for the Ford. Let's kind of go through some of the highlights. So this is where Ford wins for me. Jim, if you're watching this, please do something next year. Please do it. So they have what's called measurements. So they give you all these different gauges for the temperatures, for the truck, engine coolant, transmission, engine oil. They also give you battery voltage, turbo boost. That is nice to have. Engine brake, and then diesel particulate filter, and then DEF level. And let's go ahead and check it out for the Chevy. That's nice. I will say they do give you a lot of analog gauges, which are nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice, but I do like the actual number because I like to remember the temperatures for these things when I'm unloaded versus towing. Now, they do give you the trip 1 and trip 2, which is pretty typical. Timer, tire pressure, which is nice. Both trucks are going to do that. They do give you some of your maintenance items that are nice. Now, they do go a step further, and they do give you one for, man, this is a little hard to use. They give you one for the air filter. You guys saw one for the oil life and the brake pad life. This is for the, like, not assistance, it's just a alert for like your distance for if you're following someone. Fuel filter life's right there. DEF range. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. and then DEF meter, transmission fluid, but they don't give you one for like a turbo boost, DPF, things like that, which I would like to see. Your engine hours right there. I just think that Ford is a little bit nicer. Now, as far as your screens go, these do have the smaller screens. I will say they are very nice on the Chevy. You have the readout for your backup lines. They do move with the steering wheel. If you're hooking up a trailer, they do have that. Now, they don't allow you to zoom in, which would be nice. Let's go ahead and check out the screen for the Ford. Ford does have a larger screen, and they have 360 camera too. So this is where I think Ford just wins. So let's go ahead and just change the view. So you have a camera view above the bed, and I don't really like the way they lay this out personally, but it's good enough. You can also zoom in too. So if you need a little bit more assistance in lining up to your trailer, you have that. Also, Ford does have a dual stage exhaust. GM's is just on and off. Down below, you have your basic climate control. It's not dual climate control, but let's look at some of the things you get with the Ford. You have the button here to lock that rear axle. They do give you 5 driving modes, including the tow haul mode. You have like an eco mode, tow haul, normal, slippery roads, off-road, and that's pretty much it. USBs down below, you have a type C and a type A. You have your 12-volt plug right there. You have another 12-volt plug right there. And you have two more type C USBs. Interesting, so they did not put a 120-volt plug in this truck. So you're gonna have 2 USBs, 12-volt plug here. So they have 2 more in the Ford, and you have a 120-volt plug right here. Now, on the GM, they do give you 2 more USBs out back, air vent, so I'll show you guys that for the Ford here in a second. But wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for both pickups. They do have trailer light check, things like that with this one, and some of your storage on this side. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. This is all hard plastic. They still give you a vanity. There's no lights, however. They give you vanity for both sides. The truck still has LED lights for the Chevy too. And exhaust brake, as I said, it just turns on and then turns off. And like I said, this is an alert too for lane keep assist, but it's not going to turn the steering wheel like the Ford will. You can drop the tailgate from inside the truck. You cannot do that with that Ford on the side of me. For the Ford, they do not give you a cover for your top storage. Here's the glove box. And all this is hard plastic, just like the Chevy. They do give you a mirror on the passenger side, excuse me, but not on the driver's side. And I do love their auxiliary switches. They have the best in the market. You do not have this with the GM, and this truck does have LED lighting for the interior. I would say that these seats are a little bit more softer, and both trucks are going to have storage below. Out back, another 12-volt plug, 2 more type C USBs, cup holders right there, no seat back pockets, 60/40 bench, and actually I forget you have to pull this to let it down. And here's the roof. This is a pretty big cab. It almost seems like it's a little bit bigger than the GM's, but it could be because of the interior color. But 60/40 bench. There is no storage below the seats. You guys already saw that on the Chevy. They do provide seat back pockets on the GM, not on the Ford. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and look at the numbers on the door, because this is where everything kind of goes downhill for the Chevy. Now, as far as the axle rating go, I think that GM does the best job. They have class-leading rear gross axle weight rating. Up front, it's 5,600 pounds, so it should beat the Ford even as a 1 ton. And the gross vehicle weight rating's right there at 11,350. So this truck's gonna have 3,303 pounds of payload. Now, if it was a 3,500, which you cannot get in this truck, it would probably be closer to 4,000 pounds. But I think they should add this Custom to the 1-ton segment, because it would give them an advantage here. So 18.5 is the conventional towing, the max Gooseneck is 19.1. Ford does not give you any trailering information, but what I'll do is I will show you the numbers online. So here are the axle ratings. 5990 is the front, and the rear is going to be 7,230. Gross fuel weight rating is going to be 12,400 pounds, and payload is insane. 4,583 pounds of payload. Now, the beds on the Fords are going to be aluminum, and I believe that the doors might be aluminum too. So that's why the truck has a lot more payload. This is the long bed, which means that you're going to have a 48-gallon fuel tank, 7.4 gallon DEF tank. The GM, even if you get a long bed, you only get a 36-gallon fuel tank. You cannot get a larger one, 7-gallon DEF. So if I were to buy a truck today, if I'm being completely honest, I would want the Ford. And here's why. LED headlights. I love the fact that this truck has the 360 camera view. So if my wife drives a truck, she would have that convenience with parking this thing. And I just think that the truck looks better overall. Now granted, this truck was redesigned versus a refresh here. I think GM can really take this new trim level to the next level. See, Ford copied them on this trim level. I'm just being honest here. I mean, you see those steps back there? I mean, they all copy each other, but for sure, GM was first to market with this new trim level. It's like not a work truck model, but it is, and it gives you a nice appearance on the outside. But I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner and Larry H. Miller here in Salt Lake City. If you would like to purchase from them, let them know you saw the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.